All right, now Gary, in your book, let's stop right there, and I'll give a plug to your book, The Historical Jesus. All right.
Okay.
You've got a whole chapter on how Tony's friends, other naturalists, shot themselves in the foot by proposing all kinds of different ideas for what happened to the body.
Right.
Roll through it quickly in 2 minutes. Hit some of the high spots.
Well, we've talked about several. Some people say Jesus didn't die on the cross, although there's virtually no scholar out there who says it today. But if someone thinks Jesus didn't die on the cross, you've got the medical data. You've got to go with Paul. You have the extra biblical evidence. You've got the Gospels. You've got a lot of things. You asked him earlier, did the disciples lie? Of course, some people think, and he said no. Some people think the disciples stole the body and then lied about the appearances. Doesn't work because they were transformed. They died. Most of them died for what they believed to be true. We've talked about hallucination, and that's an important theory because it's the one he holds. Some have said the whole thing is a legend, but the problem with the legend, one of the main problems is that you've got a man like Paul that we have early data, and for legend theory to be true, you want to probably get that out of the hands of the eyewitnesses and removed a little bit past. I mean, for example, our two best biographies of Alexander the Great are not written for 3 to 4 centuries after Alexander. And it's after that time that mythology starts creeping in. Miraculous stories about Alexander, which, by the way, are post-Christian. They come after Christ. And he lived in the 4th century BC. So for legend, when you've got early eyewitnesses, that's a real problem. So I think this data can respond with 6 or 8 refutations of every naturalistic theory. But I think that's important because the one that's been on the table tonight is hallucination. And I think the empty tomb is one more huge problem because now Tony has to have 2 of these theories. He's got to have hallucination. Well, actually, he's got to have 3. He's got to have one kind of hallucination for Paul, one kind of hallucination for the disciples. That's what he chooses. And now he's got a problem with the body in the tomb. Now, he's right. Bodies vacate tombs for different reasons. However, he's got to have the body vacating the tomb happening simultaneously with the disciples seeing the appearances. And, of course, he's got Paul later. So now he's starting to pile up these theories. And I think the more improbable theories you have, you can have a highly probable
Didn't he
conclusion.
write an article on that somewhere along the line?
Somewhere.
No, I'm not. Sorry. Look, I'm not offering a naturalistic account of what happened. I'm not trying. I don't think it's possible to offer any satisfactory naturalistic account of what.
But you accept the 2 hallucination theories.
But I do think hallucination covers a lot of the data, but I don't offer anything to cover the empty tomb evidence.